What up, what up, what up? Good evening to you guys, wherever you may be. Shout out to everybody who tuned in last night to hear me go live by myself after Cutes disappeared on us. But what's up, y'all? How about them Chargers? Somebody in LA doing some winning. Somebody got a 3-game win streak in LA. Michael Jeffries, what's up, partner? I see you still part of the breadwinners, man. You haven't been asking for no picks lately. The greatest, what up, homie? I appreciate your support, though. VB, what's cracking? Man, I just got off the phone, man. Hey, Miss 702, what's going on? Mr. Cute's probably working hard. Mr. Cute's wasn't working hard enough. Why not do it? Entertainment Corporation. Yo, Kev. Yo, what up? Foster, what up? But, man, I've been talking to Verlis Swan throughout the whole football game, so I didn't get to enjoy the game like I wanted to. But got so much Crip history, it's a shame. Doggone shame, man. This dude filled me in on so much, confirmed some things, disagreed with some other things. I'll be great. What up? And, real interesting conversations, man. And he explained the whole baby Crips thing to me. I don't know if I want to give out all this information, but I'm going to say this one. He said the baby Crips thing was guys were younger than the original Crips, right? But he said the Crips blew up so big that within 2 years, they quit calling them baby Crips. They were just Crips. They didn't distinguish themselves from being older or next generation, none of that. They were just baby Crips because they were younger. That's it. That's all. And it played out quick. But he was telling me how they used to go visit Carver Parks, go visit Honcho. Of course, he said he knew Cutes real well. And he go, Cutes. What up, Cutes? Where your shirt at?
Hey, how you doing, Brother Kev? How you doing, Maniacs? How's everybody doing tonight?
Man, where your shirt at?
Don't need no shirt. It's PO night.
Man, Peanut asked me, he said, damn, Kev. He said, Cutes don't never have a shirt on. Do you ever ask him why he don't have a shirt on? I said, I ask him every time.
Yeah, I don't really buy a lot of shirts. I get a T-shirt. I remember back in the day, I get knits and shit. But hey, that was cool. Old Bert called, man. That's good. I hope he gets a date, man. That brother been locked up a long time, Kev.
Man. Yeah, it's funny too, Cutes. I mean, Verlis, right?
Yeah.
He was approaching me with some things, and I'm glad I didn't have to ask or even think to ask, but he was shooting down a couple brothers, and not in a bad way, because he wasn't being negative. He was just being truthful, and he wasn't trying to shit on them, but he was just saying, like, this dude, baby Crip, this dude, baby Crip. And he was like, this dude wasn't there in the beginning, but he was reputable. He was strong, but he just didn't start with us. And, man,
he just got to be humble. If Pancho admits that he was a baby Crip, then what can anyone say, if they were born in 1957? Yeah. If you were born right around in there, you was a baby Crip. Right. And like Bert said, it didn't last for long because the expansion came so fast, and what was considered a baby Crip was just Crips that were attending junior high, when other Crips were in high school or even, 1 year out of school completely. But the younger Crips were just maybe even more, their violent level was turned all the way up, and that's a good thing, I guess, if you're in a gang. That's a quality that you would want, to look for in recruiting a member, so. But it doesn't make you less than if someone say, oh, he was a baby Crip, or you were a baby Crip, but that doesn't prevent you from being an OG.
Right.
I mean, that's where they confuse it at.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. He wasn't saying nothing was wrong with being a baby Crip.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Another reason Verlis wasn't a baby Crip because he was older than us.
Yeah.
He was.
So he was telling me how he really ran with Raymond, how certain dudes, certain rivals was not a factor until 75, and by 75, the East Side Crips were kind of playing out because police was on their ass and they wanted to get into money and doing grown-up things, man. But
yeah, and some rival gangs, their neighborhood was right bumped up against the police department, basically.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know where Southwest is at, right?
Of course.
Yeah, so look at that neighborhood right in there, you know. You used to have brims down there too.
Right.
You know, so those some neighborhoods is right. That police department, the back of it sits in the community.
Yeah, what
77 is the same way.
So
77.
Newton Division, what's the one on Venice? Is that Wilshire Division?
Yeah. Yeah, that one when you be going to like when they would have a Christmas parade, that you would run into those ones, I think. You would run into that I've been to that precinct. That's the one that looks real antique and old, like an old gangster movie, huh? Is that the one that got them old pillars in front of it, them funny lights?
I don't know about the lights, but they got a little funny wall over there. It's in Mid City.
Yeah, I remember there was one they took me to. I got into it at the Christmas Lane parade, and I was out on Wilshire fighting, and then I got locked up, and they took me to this station, and then it looked like something out of an old James Cagney movie. Had the old lights in there. I was like, wow, man, this is a classic looking police station. Yeah, this is crazy.
I remember I went to Beverly Hills Police Station.
Yeah.
And totally different, bro. Totally different.
Was that the one Eddie Murphy and them made the movie Beverly Hills Cop on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never been to that one.
Hey, bro, man, they treat you like you're not even in jail. You're homeless and you need a place to stay and you're gonna commit a crime. Go to Beverly Hills and commit that crime. Man, they bring you a nice, clean paper bag. They give you cookies and then they offer you extra cookies. They bring you lunch. They bring, your Kool-Aid. You get your carrots and your celery. Your sandwiches are freshly made. I'm like, man, the cells are clean, no roaches, no bugs, no graffiti. I'm like, wow, this shit is different.
That's cool. We gonna be locked up. You might as well be in some state of comfort. I remember when we arrived from Camp Gonzales and they busted us on Malibu Canyon Road. They took us to the Malibu Sheriff's Department station. And that one was pretty clean too.
Man, let me tell you, I'm sure this is a joke, but Ralph said extra cookies so you act nice. Well, let me tell you, there's no reason to act not nice in Beverly Hills. It's only 2 or 3 of y'all in the damn cell, and the cookies ain't so you be nice. The cookies is because they fresh and they got extra cookies because there's not no inmates in there. And it's a calm atmosphere, so they don't have that trying to play tough guy from the deputies and trying to be assholes. They're really like, I don't have nothing else to do. Give these dudes cookies and sandwiches, shit. But
yeah, because look, I imagine a lot of people don't go to jail in Beverly Hills. $1 million homes, and so it's probably who would go to jail in Beverly Hills. They would have to go and get someone had got caught up in a robbery or whatnot, or they would take them to Hollywood, to the jail down there, the one that looked kind of ancient.
Hollywood.
But it would be. I mean, shit. But you go to Beverly Hills.
Well, let's get back to Verlis, man. When did you meet Verlis Swan?
Oh, I met Verlis Swan. Well, okay, so Verlis Swan and Jan Brewer, they ended up in Camp Cleopatra. So I want to say they ended up in that camp like at 71 or 71 or 72. They ended up in that camp. So I met Verlis before that. I met Verlis on the street. I think I met Verlis at a Watts festival. Like it had to be no, I met Verlis in East Lake Juvenile Hall.
Mm.
Yeah, we were in Juvenile Hall. That's where I met him at. And then once we met in Juvenile Hall, we were friends, but I didn't see him on the street. And then one day, Beeman from the East Side, he came over to my house, and Beeman said, "Hey, come with me down on Los Angeles Street, cutes." And I said, "What we going down there for? To get some hats out the New York hat store?" He says, "No, we're going to go to the Greyhound RTD bus station down there because Verlis Swan's going to be arriving." And I says, "Oh, he's getting out?" And he said, "Yeah, we're going to pick him up and take him home," because he lived on Figueroa and 74th. So we went down there to get him, and we waiting for the bus to pull in. You know how you wait for the bus to pull in. So we waiting inside of the place, and the cops keep messing with me and Beeman because we all Crip down, G'd out and shit. And we got Verlis a hat to wear. So we waited, and the police ran us off. So we left, and then Verlis ended up being with Eki, Psycho Michael, and another OG Crip. Anyway, Vert never made it home. They went to jail before he got home, so he never made it home. So the next day, we all went over Vert's house, and his mother and his brother, Big Duck. Duck said, "Shit, cutes, he didn't make it home." I said, "What do you mean he didn't make it home?" I said, "We went to get him, but the cops ran us off." He said, "Yeah, the other homies went to get him. They got in some trouble. He's in the LA County jail fighting the case." And I said, "Wow, so Vert was in there fighting the case." He ended up beating the case, so he got out. And then the next time we were together, well, we were together a couple of times after that on the street. But the last time we were together on the street, it was me, Verlis, Raymond, and we were all up at the Funk Festival together. And me and Vert, we came there together. So, and we all went inside of there. Lug from the Pyrus was there. I don't know whatever happened to him. Butler passed away. That was a good Pyru too. But that was the last time we were all together then. And then, of course, we did all of those years together in Old Folsom.
Yeah.
So that was, that was the last time we was together. It was me, him, Bulldog. It was a bunch of us up there. Mumpy. We were all up there. Kool-Aid.
Let me just jump in for a minute. Ant said, "Cutes, the NBA season starts tomorrow. If I win, you're going to have something in your cash app more than dinner, my man."
Hey, man, that's appreciated, brother. You appreciate it for sure.
Yeah, go on and win that parlay tomorrow, man, because I know it's a parlay.
Well, parlays are good to win. I ain't never won a parlay. I'll take one team. I don't see how you guys win parlays, man. It's a dude at my job. He's pretty good, too. He likes you, though, Kev. He said, "Hey, cute, your boy Kev Mac, he be hitting them parlays, huh?" I says, "Man, he gives them away. He tries to cut back on gambling. So on his sports channel, he'll just give you the picks if you become a member." He says, "Shit, I'm going to become a member."
Yeah, that shit went bad. And you know what? It went bad for me, and it went bad, I feel like, for the subscribers. But
yeah,
compared to any other, I'm not going to say everybody, but to the average person selling picks, I was still right up there with them. I was still hitting like 60%.
man, it didn't go bad. You can't win it all.
Nah, but still, when you parlaying, you got to win all that shit, though. And then I don't think people are betting big enough to just give them one team, because I've got a few people commenting, "Man, you gotta bet a house to win." So, I can't give out just a straight bet like that, because they're not gonna bet it. They're not gonna win no money. But anyway, I get what you're saying. But so back to Verlis, man. Verlis was really tight with Raymond Washington. He know all the Swans, the original Swans. And he was giving me info, man, on some Swans and some Bishops and Mac Thomas. I'm not going to share all that information tonight, but he was giving me some good info, man. And it's a gold mine right there.
Well, some of the number one Swans. Well, I can't say a lot, but one of them was a Castle.
Yes, yes. I know.
You know, Castle was a set that didn't last that long, but Castle had some hard G's up in there. A lot of G's came out of the Castle.
Right, right.
You know, you had Tony Stacy came out of the Castle. Big Buster came out of the Castle. Shit, it was, man, I used to know all of the Castle, dog. And that was right by the kitchen.
Well, you just answered Texas question about did you know Buster from East Coast?
Well, Buster won't claim East Coast. Buster will claim Eastside Crip.
Okay, he stayed with that. All right. Somebody want to know which set was Verlis claiming in prison, Cutes?
Vert ran with me, so we were Folsom Crips in prison. Remember, I started the Folsom Crip card. So Vert was a Folsom Crip with me.
Yeah, Swan history is something different. Verlis has his spin, his take on Swan. I'm not going to share that tonight, but it is the story he told me, or where the name Swans come from, is a story that I have been hearing for decades. But then I got a whole another story of where the Swan name came from. So Verlis hit me with the old version. So now it got me wondering about the old version again. But we'll share it one day. I got to see what I'm going to do with old Verlis first.
Yeah, I wish we had the phone, you know, right, and everything. I remember when we finally got Vert out, and I mean, he finally got on the set, right? So he was picking my brain about Vert, because he know he want to break with Vert, you know, but he know it's gonna happen. But it happened, but I was locked up. I was in the hall when it happened, when it took place. But Took was asking me about Vert. He wanted to know his points, you know, and I was telling him his points. And then Took was getting, you know, pretty excited about it, because I basically Took had him in the major points, you know. So they actually met up and had the breakout, and I missed it, but Big Jack was there, and everybody all the homies that was with Took, they were all there, and they peeled out all the dudes that was with Verlis in there. So anytime you got a group like that, and they meet up, say in Long Beach, or they meet up at the Forum, or they meet up at you know, down there at the park, you know, downtown, because we used to go to that park downtown with the little man-made lake in the middle of MacArthur's Park. We might meet up down there, and then everybody got a break, you know, everybody got a flex. So whatever crew you're a part of, everybody peels. You choose the guy you're gonna peel with. He's a reputable, you know who he is, and you gotta, you know, tell the truth. So when you end up back in the hall, the word already spreads through the camps, through the hall, you know, so-and-so got peeled on by so-and-so. Q's got peeled on by TQ. Black Dog got peeled on by Q's. Mouse peeled on Iron Man.
See that? Throw that in, huh?
Yeah, I had to get him. But he ain't gonna admit it. He won't admit it. But look at me, I admitted TQ peeled on me. I'm humble.
I caught that.
Yeah, I'm humble. And Took told me, he said, yeah, TQ's peeling on all y'all. I said, yeah, but wait till Rusty get out. Wait till Rusty get back out. Like that. Well, where's Chucky at? And I remember Heron and Chucky peeled on each other. That was a good one. They peeled, and a big Lowdown for Main Street. I said, come on, Lowdown, you got to peel on somebody. Lowdown talk all soft. It ain't like that now, cuz I'm not doing no peeling. You want to buy one of these scenes? I says, man, he better fire up a scene with me. I ain't buying nothing. And he go, oh. Big old Lowdown had about a boat.
I got two questions for you. But first, somebody want to know, did I get a original roll call of the OGs? No, I did not. But we could flip that question. I asked him about each individual that I heard was an original, except for I never got to Eki. Eki's the only one I left out. And he told me about all of them. He told me something about all of them, man. Mostly everybody is accurate. Mostly everybody was telling the truth, but a couple people he can't confirm or deny because of his memory. So that was good. That was a good start, man. That was a really good start. Let's see. Huge question. Two questions. Could you explain what peeling out means for some of the people?
Oh yeah, so you got to remember the first generation Crips would pass down through the avenues, and the other brothers from the other gangs, like the Gladiators, the Slausons, the businessmen, all of these dudes were athletic dudes. So weightlifting, the York Barbell Company, it was right there on the east side. So everybody had weights over their house when you were a little kid. So your uncles, everybody from the South, when they would come and visit your cousins, your uncles, they wouldn't wear no shirts. You could walk around, all the dudes would walk around all night with no shirts on, pulling up at the liquor store, going to parties, just going, anywhere. Brothers didn't wear shirts back then. And that was just, the way it was. So peeling means you take your shirt off if you had one on. But when you take your shirt off, you call somebody out before you take it off. You say, so what, man? You think you can flex on me or something? And then other dudes say, yeah, man. Then I say, well, then peel then. And then everybody be like, yeah, dude, you think you can flex on him? Peel out. And then I'll peel out. And if the dude eat cheese, that means he didn't want to peel out. That means he just wanted to unbutton the front of his shirt. He didn't want to show his overall physique because he had weak spots, weak points. So some dudes would do that to Mouse. Mouse would call him out. And if they had a big old chest, they would just unbutton the front of the shirt, peel it a little bit back, and then flex the crease. And then Mouse would say, okay, take the shirt off and let's flex these guns. Let's have a gun show. But they didn't want to have a gun show. So then we would give Mouse the credit as a win, and then it would spread through the community, and that's how it was. It's like hitting a home run. We got all these ball players over here last night, Monkey Man hit a home run, and that'll give us something to talk about.
Beach Boss wants to know if you remember a time where you knew it was going to kick off after a lockdown.
Every time it's going to kick off after a lockdown. Every lockdown is followed by a fresh kickoff to the person or group who got the worst end of it. Everybody always want to get back in the joint. The joint and conflict is built around get back. That's just the way it is. That's the nature of the beast. The only way something doesn't, I call it escalate after a lockdown, is because they moved a bunch of people to different directions. They bust them out. They flipped the whole yard, and then that way, it ain't gonna be no get back. But usually the kites are being passed amongst the ones who need to pass them. And then some dudes don't even need to get a kite. He's already designed to know that once the lockdown is lifted. And sometimes the lockdown never gets lifted all the way. You just got to be the one that get the opportunity, and then the lockdown, it increases it. It goes on longer because it's still a part of the bigger problem, and that's just how it is. Prison is just like that, man. Prison is lockdown. Search, locked down. We got some kites. We heard that there's knives being made. Locked down, search, metal detectors. Metal's missing on the yard. We got to lock it down and find the piece of metal. Metal's missing out of the kitchen. We got to lock it down. We got a kite that so-and-so's going to get hit. We're going to go get at him and ask him, do we want to roll it up? If he don't want to roll it up, then we're going to lock it down and search the whole yard because we're getting kites that he's going to get stabbed. So that's the cops world right there. You know, we just inside of their little world. You know, we existed inside of there. So they looking out at us and they playing Monopoly with us, gambling with us, gladiator fighting with us, moving us to different yards. You know, they know what they doing. You know, they get over $100,000 a year, dog, when they put it on high alert. They get double time, triple time. They could pay for that Hummer back when Hummers were cool. They could get that, you know, bad Lamborghini. They could get some big ass house somewhere sitting far away, you know, because they could make they guaranteed to make that $100,000. You know, and we guaranteed to parlay our sentence. That means get more time, add time onto our sentence. It's like they getting richer from us, from our behavior, but we're surviving.
Chiefs, Verlis Swan said if he ever get out, he's getting out from a level 4 because he's not going S&Y and he's not going to no level 3.
Nah, Vert would never go S&Y. That's what he won't do. And Vert probably got hit a couple times too.
Yeah, for sure. He done hit a few people, he done got hit.
Yeah, that's the way it is. I got hit a few times. You hit a few people. That's the way it is when you ain't going S&Y. You're gonna hang out there. Yeah, you go have some dignity about it.
What's the worst incident when you got hit? Like how bad was you hurt and what did they hit you with?
One time I got hit in my temple, close to my temple. That could have been the worst one. But lucky I had good reflexes and I caught it because when you're a boxer, like anybody who trained to be a boxer, you don't gotta think about it. Your reflexes, everything that you do when you're in combat, it just comes naturally. You don't gotta say, oh, I'm gonna throw a left hook, or I'm gonna throw a right cross, or I'm gonna block this punch. You don't do none of that. It just happens in your brain real fast. And I just pushed the hand up like that, and half of the blade went in, but it didn't get to go in deep enough. And then I followed up with a cross, bing, and dropped them. And then I was on him, and then they were shooting. Pow, pow, pow. Number 3, I got to go down. But when you into it, sometimes you don't hear the first one. That's when a lot of people get shot, when they don't hear, when they're not counting right. And then some people don't get a first one. Well, some people, that's all they get is the first one. Like the incident that took place in Ofosom in 1979. It was in Ofosom. Everybody know in Ofosom, when you come out of 5 building, between 5 building and 4 building or the back kitchen, there's the canteen. And then there's the gun tower right there. And it doesn't look like it's that high up either. Anyway, he domed the brother right there. And the brother, he didn't have nothing to do with the conflict.
So, Q's, what did you get hit with?
Metal, Kaiser.
Damn.
Kaiser.
You lucky. You could have been blind in one eye, if not dead.
Oh, yeah. Though I had a good guardian angel, though. And, you know, the insanity of it all is that when they took me to the infirmary, I didn't want to get a stitch. And then the dude said, well, take him back to the hole. And then he put a butterfly on me and he took me back to the hole. And all I was thinking about is getting back, getting mine, you know, getting back even. I was mad. I was like, okay, I can't wait to get my get back.
Hey, what's a butterfly? Band-Aid?
Yeah, the little butterflies, you can either get those or stitches when it ain't that bad. It depends on how young you are. If you're young like I was, you heal up good, you know, but if you old and you get hit, you ain't gonna heal up good. You better get some stitches. You know, when you're young, your shit just, you could damn near grow new skin like a lizard.
Hmm.
You know, that's how it is when you're young.
Somebody want a Hoover Joe story.
Man, Joe Stanley. Okay, so this is a good Hoover Joe story. We in Camp Gonzales. All right, let me describe this set. All right, so Pacific Coast Highway. Everybody know Pacific Coast Highway. Now you're going down Pacific Coast Highway and you're going west. So you're going down Pacific Coast Highway, you're going west, Malibu Canyon Road. So you make a right. So now you're going up, you're gonna run into Malibu Sheriff's Department, which is gonna be on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, up higher, you're gonna see the university, Pepperdine. I call it the new campus. So you keep going up Malibu Canyon Winding Road. There's a canyon that sits like 13 feet below. It's like a little stream of water goes through there. So it's a cool canyon. And then you wind around this road, and then there's this ancient tunnel made out of granite. And you drive through this tunnel. So you drive through the tunnel, it's cool. So you wind and come through the tunnel, and you come out on the other side. When you come out on the other side of that tunnel, you drive up Malibu Canyon Road a little farther. Then you run it on the left. Again, there's a park. The park is called Capia Park. Nice, beautiful park. You go up in the park, go deep into the back of the park. They got cabins. They got this thing in the back of the park called the first cross, the second cross, and the third cross. So why do they give it these names? Well, the first cross is a mountain, and you climb that one. Then if you make that climb, now you graduate to the second cross. You make that climb, you graduate to the third cross. How I know about all these things is because when we pulled inside of the camp sits really in Capia Park. And so Camp Gonzales, when you pull down into the camp, so these dudes are throwing up these gang signs on our van. So they throwing up the opposite gang sign. They're trying to see, is that gang on the van? So what they do is they throw up the sign like this, but they not from that. They from this, but they giving up this. So I see them. I know who they are. And I see them baiting the dudes on the bus. So I tell one dude to chill. He's getting all happy thinking his camp's full of his homies and shit. I say, chill, dude, like that. And then he chill. And then we get off the bus. And then Hoover Joe, Big Bam from Crip 5. He's there, but this was before Crip 5. So I'm going to say Big Bam was from the Wood. So, but he had brothers from the 60s later on. Mm-hmm. So he was there. Joe Barker's brother was there. And TQ was there. Kevin Goff was there. No Brain. Boom, who started the Pico Crips, he was there. Buster Jones was there from the Castle, who later became an Eastside Crip. He was there. Man, there was a lot of G's there, man. And so I had already knew Hoover Joe because we had joined our gangs up that night to go fight the gang up at Pepperdine. We was to go to Crenshaw. So Hoover Joe seen that I wasn't getting no visits when I was in the camp. He was going with my homegirl, Strawberry. She had red hair. She was cool. She was a Crippolette, Horseman Crippolette. So he was seeing her. She was coming to visit him. And then he said, hey, cute, you don't be getting no visits. I says, no. He says, okay. He says, I'm going to get you called out on my visits. I said, all right, that's cool, man. So Hoover Joe would get a visit every week. And every week he would get me called out. His mama would come up, his little sister would come up, and we would eat Kentucky Fried Chicken. And that's one of my good memories I want to share about Joe Stanley.
Okay. That's what's up, Q.
Yeah. His family needs to hear a good memory.
Big Keystone, what up, homeboy? You late. What you doing late, man? You got to get DP'd, homie. You know, somebody asked me, how do you who would DP an older homie, a G? Like, who would DP you? Who would discipline you, Stone?
Stone, tell me you wouldn't take a DP easily. Even if you got, hey, Stone, if you got wind that there was a DP going down, how would you handle that?
Stone's kind of big, man.
I know. How would you handle that? I would round up a posse within the posse. I would say, okay, these dudes want to DP me from my own neighborhood. Let me go round up some of my buddies.
Right.
Let's handle they DP.
Right.
Well, what are they tripping off of you over, Cutes? Man, they tripping off over me because I disrespected a girl. Oh, they tripping because I owe this dude and I ain't paid him. Oh, they tripping because I locked up one dude's gun. You know, it's got to be over something.
Man.
Or I didn't get busted when they got busted. I ran and hit some gates, and I took the stash and didn't share nothing. And if I get away with everything and somebody gets busted, what, you want me just to hold on to everything and save it until you come home in 3 years? Come on, man. We got to all run fast. We youngsters, we got to all make it out. I mean, you get busted. I didn't expect my homeboys to hold on nothing. If we did something and I was the one to get busted and they all got away with the goods, I know they ain't going to have nothing for me when I come home. You know, but when I see them, I'm going to press on them. Hey, man, you got to give me something, man. I was with y'all.
I lost so many guns fooling with the homies, man. And I'd be mad every time. But one got killed. One went to prison like twice.
Have you ever had a big homie lock up on your gun?
No, never. But what I did have was the sheriff came and one of the homies took my Magnum and hid it. And I was so mad.
Yeah.
One day he went and did a burglary and he left his shit at my house. You already know what I did.
You locked up on it.
Man, I took all that, the video cameras, I took all that shit. Like,
yeah. Well, the big homies, we would always lock up. You know, when we were young, the big homies would lock up on our shit, and we would lock up on theirs. I remember Mad Dog Erskine one time, me and Preacher Mike, we hit this spot, and we got these boat actions. So we had 9 boat actions. We had some pistols, and we had 2 shotguns, a Remington automatic and a double barrel. So we didn't have a car, so we went and got Mad Dog Erskine. So Mad Dog Erskine had a Tornado. So I said, hey, Mad Dog, I said, why don't you come with me? I got some stuff stashed in a duffel bag, and we put it in the trunk, bring it back over here, and I'll let you pick what you need. He said, well, what do you got? I said, I got some heat. And he said, okay. But I said, it ain't all mine. It's me and the preachers. And I said, so he said, so you want to wait for the preacher to come around? He live in Compton. You want to wait for him to come around before we go get it? And all that shit's going to be gone. And I said, no, we're not going to wait on the preacher. You and I are going to go get it now. So he's my big homie. So we go and we get the duffel bag. We get back in his living room. I crack it open. He locked up on everything basically. And so then the preacher was mad at me. And then he was saying, man, that ain't right and this and that. So we almost ended up getting in a fight over that. But I couldn't do nothing about it because there wasn't nobody on my side. Mouse wasn't on my side. Took wasn't on my side. So they said, no, let Erskine have all of them big ass boat action guns. If we ever need them, we can get them. We can't even saw them off. I said, yeah, but we could saw off the double barrel. We could saw off that Remington. He's locking up on too much. Yeah, but he took all the risks. He put it all in his car. So I was mad at Erskine for like a month, and then we were cool after that. But how was I? I was like 14, you know. But yeah, I didn't see the big homies lock up on the youngsters before, you know.
Well, one time, one of the homies, he's my age. He's one of our top guys from the hood. He I took a gun from one of the homies.
Yeah.
He came over and he ran the spiel down to me. Me being a good homie and wanting to see everybody get some money, he tell me that he got a crew that's gonna hit a bank. So I give him the gun that I stole, and he locked up on it. He never gave it back. But
yeah, that's locking up.
No, but he locked up on it. I never got it back. But every time we gamble, hey homie, my thing, where my thing at? Oh man, I'm gambling. Well, give me some money then. So the homie would break me off until I was satisfied that the gun was paid for. So if you want to call that locking up, that's cool. But he paid for it, so I don't have no quarrels about it. And what goes around come around. You lose it.
Yeah, what goes around comes around.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Now I'm guilty of locking up on a lot of the homies' guns and shit, but I needed them. You know, and I didn't want the little homies to get in trouble. You know, I'm like, come on, I locked up on little Lucky's gun one time. My mama said, the lady said he shot up the party and this and that. And I said, he ain't got no gun, but I seen no shells. So I knew he had one. So I locked up on it, but he knew where I hid it. So he would still go and get it and put it right back. So I thought I locked up on it, but I really didn't lock up on it because he could get it. He could go and get it. He knew where I put it. And he would always get it on the weekend. He would wait for me to leave in my car. And when I would leave, they would go and get it. And then they would put it back.
Man,
So,
I remember one time, my brother hit a lick. He hit a cool jury lick. And at the time, you know, I'm messing with a couple girls, but I don't have no one consistent girl. So in my mind, because back then I was... You all right, Cutes?
Yeah, wait a minute. I'm going to go check something.
Yeah. Make sure.
Hold on. I heard something.
Man, Cutes, make sure the dogs are all right and everything, right? We got a script, homie. Obviously, you haven't been checking this out. My script, the actual paperwork is coming on Wednesday, FedEx Wednesday, and I'm gonna go over it for those last final look over, and it's already in the Writers Guild, so we good, bro. You know, but just because you got a script, like they told me, just because you got a script doesn't mean you're gonna get a movie. You got to get somebody want to put the movie behind, the money behind it, and you know, get the right actors and stuff like that. But yeah, Wednesday, the rough draft, the final rough, well, I guess it's not final until I go over it one more time. But I just want to tweak some of the language in there. You know, some of the language to me was like an outsider that didn't gangbang. And I want to make sure the scenes are set up properly, because the scenes are set up with like some Hollywood twists. And I want to control that narrative a little better. I want a more street authenticity in my script. So yeah. But forget the brother story. Keystone said Big Rick and Moncrief were good for that.
For locking up on guns?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I was wondering was someone going to bring it up. Moncrief and me, we were the super gun locker uppers. Moncrief tried to lock up on the wrong person's gun, and he got it. Man, that dude unloaded on him. Pookie was a gun locker upper. He got it in the arm. Man, that shit's crazy, man. I got it between the wrists and the mine's went on the wrist. Dude got me on the wrist with it. I tried to get it in the party. Dude was in the party and he flashed the shit. And so my creep said, "Hey, cute, that dude, you know him?" I said, "No, I don't know him." "You know him?" My creep said, "No, I don't know him." I said, "But he's packing." He said, "How you know?" I said, "Look how he's acting. He's packing, dog." I said, "Go over there and talk shit to him a little bit, and then I'm going to watch him." So my creep went over there talking to him, and then dude took his hand and he stuck it down in his pocket. And then I watched him. I said, "All right, I see what pocket he got it in." He got it in right there. So I went around on the other way and I grabbed his pocket. And now we're wrestling for it. But he's got the grip on it, and all I got is the top of his hand in his pants. And it ain't going good for me. And now everything is slipping, and his hand is coming up, and the sweat is slipping, and he gets off. Pow! It gets me right to between my wrists. It just hit all that shit right there. So that was the last time right there.
Hey man, your guns sound like two pretty kitty guns.
Yeah, they were like them crackers, like firecrackers. Yeah, they sound like them firecrackers, man. But yeah, man.
Yeah, two pretty kitty want to meet you. He want to meet you and have lunch with you, man.
Who, Pretty Kenny? Yeah, man. Tell him we will. Yeah. Tell him once I get my memory chip and I get me a book out on the circuit, then two authors could sit together and we could talk about our exploits.
Y'all could
tell him. Yeah. Tell him wait till I get my book out there. It's a violent night.
Yeah, man, you better go look out for the serial killer. Keep make sure he make it dark so y'all don't see nothing go down, right?
That's what I like about melon walls, dog. Melon walls are damn. Mm-hmm. Watch this. Watch this. Come here. I'm training this one right here, right now. Watch this one. Come here. Watch, I'm gonna get him. Come here. Come here, boy. Come here.
I don't know, Pete. Sound like you need help over there.
Watch this.
How they just get so quiet? Somebody stole your dog's cues?
Nah, when they see me, they quiet down.
You were supposed to be showing us something.
The other one won't come out. He's hiding. He ain't gonna come out. You know where he's at? He's right here, but he won't come out. He ain't gonna come out of the spot. He's feeling.
Sound like you might have a cat over there. You sure you don't have cat?
I wish I did have a Siamese cat. Shit. Hell yeah. You're one of them blue-eyed Siamese cats. You don't see those no more. People who get those, keep them in the house.
Ralph said your dog is just camera shy, that's all.
No, what it is, he's a puppy and he sleeps. And I walked him real far today to take him to get his vaccination shot. So he probably ain't walked that far in a long ass time because I don't want to. My truck is in the shop and I'm definitely not going to ride a dog on a motorcycle. So I said, we're going to walk all the way to this doctor, and he's a puppy. So I made him walk. I wouldn't carry him. So then I walked him all the way back too. So his little muscles are sore. So he's up under the bed sleep.
T Black, good looking out, man, for the comment. Thanks for watching, man, and we appreciate it. Salute, yeah. Devil, what up? Oh, Big Devil in the house.
Oh, we got Devil over there?
Yeah, cutes.
Yeah.
Buddha strong on the weight pile, and could he keep up with Tookie?
Who's that?
Buddha.
No. Buddha and Tiki had different physiques. Buddha got buff when him and Tiki was together inside of the placement. And then Buddha liked to drink, he liked to smoke weed. He wouldn't show up to the gym. Like when we would all be up at Babe's gym when it was on Vermont, Buddha would pop in and he would leave out. He wouldn't be consistent. He would have too much fun doing activity on the set, and he thought what we were doing was a little boring. But he got a chance to peel when he would come, when he was still in the placement, because he got 5 days to work out, eat good, and then they get their pass on the weekend. So when we would go pick them up, then they would be ready to peel up at the, Boss Tom Cross record hop up at Sportsman Park, which is now Jesse Owens Park. So that's where we would go, but yeah, they had different physiques. Took was more big boned than Buddha.
Mm-hmm.
Buddha was more slim built.
Q, so you talking about Joseph Beeman?
Yeah, Joseph Beeman, dark skinned, buff Beeman. That was my road dog. Yep, that was once my road dog. Well, we had a conflict once too between us because his old ladies had snitched on Rusty about something, and Rusty ended up doing a lot of time. And we felt that he could have, went down on his old ladies harder and told them, not to do that, but, that's what had happened, and that wasn't cool. We didn't think the Magnificent Sevens and myself, we didn't think that was cool, but I ended up, becoming friends with Beeman again after that. But my buddy Ant from Compton, the OG Ant, he didn't like what they had did to Rusty. So Ant, got on Beeman about that, after that had happened and stuff. That's the way it used to be back in the day. If you were a Rip, it didn't matter what set you was from. If someone did something foul or what we thought was foul, then someone from another neighborhood, it wasn't considered another neighborhood. It was just considered, these are Crips that live in Compton. These are Crips that live on Western, on East Side, Vermont. That's how it was considered. And, so we would learn what conflict was arising with this person against that person. And then if you had the opportunity to intervene, then that's what you would do. It would be like your sworn Crip duty.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it used to be. It was expected of you. But Beeman was a down brother. He was a hustler. He drove Cadillacs all through it. And he moved over there in the Pico Crip neighborhood, down the street from Boone and Big Gregory Lanier. I guess that was their last name. And those dudes were cool, man. They were hardcore dudes, But you hang with a bunch of, brothers, man, and y'all doing A, B, C, or D. Sooner or later, someone in that group's gonna cross somebody. Everybody always think you could cross somebody until you cross the wrong person.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't think about the person you crossing, though. It depends.
Yeah.
Elements surrounding the get over is. Cuse, who gave Tookie his best head up fight?
The best fight he had. Okay, Bronte Williams, Big Pete. Him and Big Pete had that good fight up there at Harsh Man. That was a good fade. The first fight took one on my street. The second fight, the security guards came, but Pete was doing good. I told Took too that Pete was doing good. And then Took fought that big old tall dude who had the long reach. And then Mouse ended up fighting that dude over me. And they fought in the alley right over there off LaSalle. And Mouse got him. Mouse got that dude. And then who else had a good fight with Took? Took would go head up with anybody if they wanted to have a head up fight, or he would slap fight with him like that. But I think probably was Big Pete who died on death row.
Hey, what did you say? How did you tell Tookie that he did good against Tookie? How'd you approach Tookie? Sound like you didn't really want to hurt Tookie's feelings, but you wanted to let him know the dude gave him a good fight.
Or I would tell Took stuff. I would say, Took, you kind of stayed too far back on that dude. You got to smother him. I said, if you stay far back on a dude that got long arms, he's going to be able to reach you good. But if you close in on him and start shooting those Joe Frazier left hooks to his jaw, he ain't going to be able to, recuperate from that. Because usually when you fight someone, you got to size them up. You got to. I remember one time we was at Sidnella Park, and this dude walked up to me and Took, and he popped this can of beer, and the beer suds and everything just got all over Took's face, got on my cheek, and we looked at each other, because one of us is going to fuck him up fast. Excuse my language. I looked at Took like this, and he looked at me, and when I turned my head back this way, dude was getting up off the ground. As soon as I went to turn to get him, like this, Took had already clocked him, and he was on the ground, and a 25 came out of his top pocket. A 25 just slid out of his top pocket. I grabbed the 25 and had it, and then we told him to get out of the park. Dude got out of the park, man.
I got a story like that. I'm not going to tell it today. It's involving one guy that everybody know, and the other guy was a homie. So it's inside, but it was something similar to that. Something similar to that, man.
Yeah,
crazy, man. But
why would you walk all through the park to walk up on me and Took? You had to have a gun. So the dude, he knew he was going to shoot one of us. That's why he did it. He knew he was like, and then he popped that can. It was like he had already shook it up. It was like he had already shook it, and it just went, psh. I said, what the fuck? Yeah, that was crazy, man. But Sherm was out, and people were doing all type of crazy things. I remember one time I smoked this wet daddy, right? I was on 102nd and Yukon, that's where the Cootacoos was. So I put up over there on Yukon, and the homie and them had shot the light out the night before. So they busted the light out, so it was completely black. So I got on the street, looked like zombies standing outside. So I walked up on this dude, he had this Folgers jar, and I said, hey man, let me get a stick, man. And he said, $15. And I said, all right, no problem. So I grabbed the whole jar. I had the whole jar of this shit, right? Then my buddy clocks, bling. So we get in my car, we leave, we got this whole jar, we take it to the freezer, put it in the freezer so it won't go bad. So I get this stick, man, and I light it up. So I go back outside, I take my shirt off, I start walking down 68th Street toward Western, because I want to be around, I need to be where the lights are at, because we had shot out all the lights on our street, and on the next street is just black. So I want to go to the front. So I get to the front right there on Western, and then there's this stop sign on I think the stop sign is on Harvard, and I bend it, I grab it, and I get to shaking it. And it's get to rocking and rocking. Now I'm shaking it more and I'm gripping it harder. And then my buddy, he comes from around the corner and he starts telling me stuff. He says, yeah, break it, cutes, break that MF down. So I'm rocking it. I says, yeah, I'm and now sweat is pouring from me. I'm rocking the stuff, and this is Galveston metal, and then it starts bending because I heated it up, and I flattened it all the way out in the street, and I left it there. And then we walked up, and we shermed out, dog, with Superman strength and shit. Started knocking some windows out on Western. We were just on one, dog. End up in juvenile hall.
I'm gonna give Stone's statement, and then I'm gonna ask you a question about the wet daddy. Chief Stone said, "Cutes, I thought Tookie knocked him out by squeezing him the dude with the beard. That's how I remember that incident.
Well, he did something to that dude, but that it happened in the park, and we was right there below the bathrooms right there. And I thought he socked that dude. I know he squeezed another dude, and his eyes were popping out of his head. I remember that night. I said, nah, I said, let him go, Took. He didn't had enough. He squeezed him so hard. I was like, but I don't know if he squeezed that guy. I thought I remember him socking that guy or slapping him to the ground. But I know he lost his gun. I remember that. I remember I grabbed it. It was a 25. Took didn't want it either. I said, well, I'm going to keep it. He said, go ahead.
Wait. Just for the record. So
Yeah.
this guy that caused all the shootings to go up in Compton that was shooting Ludus Parks and Michael Jordan said he bust on them, didn't want a gun?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I never seen Took shoot a gun.
Okay, that's all I want to know. But look,
Took had a pump, but I never seen Took shoot a gun.
He kept that shotgun, but from what I hear, it was like a decoration, basically, right?
Yeah, he never would shoot it. He kept the shotgun. We would keep it in the house on the front table. Have the shells all out on the table. Everything. We got the weights over here. And Took wouldn't mess with the gun. The gun would just be there.
Yeah. Hey, Q. So when you went to UConn in 102nd, who had the best water over there?
Babyface. But I couldn't jack Babyface.
Right.
So Babyface, he would give it to me sometime, but you just can't wear your welcome out because Big Rick's there. We all coming through there. And so Sleepy lived over there, my buddy Sleepy from ETG. So Sleepy had the water over there too. So Big Sleep, he would give me some. And then if I didn't know you and you wasn't from the set, I'm jacking you. So you're gonna get jacked.
So you said, and Big Rick was there, like Big Rick was Babyface enforcer.
Man, Big Rick was more of the enforcer. Big Rick would tear the street up.
Man, I would hear stories about Big Rick before I got to the pen, about him supposedly squeezing this dude until blood came out his ears.
Yeah, man. Big Rick.
Then I get up to Big Rick, and I'm just like in my mind, it's like, damn, that dude's a beast. Like, you don't want to rub his wrong side. And then when I got to know him, I said, Rick, is it true that you squeezed somebody's neck and blood came out his ears? Rick got happy and excited like a little kid, and he started telling me the story. I'm like, oh shit, that shit was true. Rick, like, yeah, Mac, I was a beast when I first got to the penitentiary.
Hey, man, we could write a book on just stuff that happened on 102nd in UConn, dog. That was crazy world. When we would be on 102nd in UConn, you would see every major banger would show up on that street. Even dudes from Oakland would come on that street. When Black Panthers would be on the run, they would end up over there on that street. Yeah.
Somebody said you was on your bully that night.
Man, we would be on one some nights, man. Man, it would be like just straight, Bang City. It would be just, then we end up start going over there on the east side. When TQ moved on the east side, we would go over to the Colden apartments. And I don't know if you ever been over there, but man, that is just straight gangster over there. We would end up over there at the Colden apartments, and man, that was the violentest place I would ever go. Man. Right over there, boy, back in them days.
Somebody said Blackwell, OG Blackwell had it going on over there.
Okay, then that's who had it going on over there. Yeah, asked him, did Blackwell have a Lincoln?
Farrell said he lived on 104th in UConn in 1975. That's where he met Big Doc Thon.
Okay, then. Yep, and it was cracking over there then. in that year, it was cracking over there back then.
A good question right here. What was the sensation of smoking a sherm stick?
Oh, well, you asked the right person to give you the exact effect on the brain. Well, okay, so you can't say it's a sedative hypnotic because, yeah, you could call it a psychedelic. It falls up under the psychedelic drugs. So I think it's like a class 4 or something. And it falls up under that. And the effect of this drug is it's a stimulant, so it's not a downer. It takes the sympathetic, parasympathetic nervous system and it sends it into overload. The fight and flight, all of that, the adrenaline, everything. All the synapses in the brain are firing on full charge. It just lights you up. Then it has its hallucinogen effect. Now you actually think you could read people's mind. You actually feel that you could have super hearing, that you could hear. It just gives you this, this sensation that you could walk through bullets. That you could just get in the middle of the busy street and direct traffic. And it also can irritate your skin and make you want to take all your clothes off. It depends on, whatever psychosis you're going through when you high off of it, because you're going to be led into a psychosis. It's either going to come sooner or later, and you're not going to realize you're right into a psychosis. And by the time you wake up and realize you've been through a psychosis, you might be in the LA County Jail on your way to the criminal court building, 210 West Temple Street, facing a life sentence or death row.
Man, I knew it in junior high school that I would never do no PCP.
Well, you were lucky.
Well, maybe, but here's why. I had a sister and a brother that did that shit every day. And I'll never forget, I was in junior high school and we got on the school bus. I was in the 7th grade. They had just built that 7-Eleven up there on Andrews Vista and Slauson. And we on the bus going to school in the morning. It's about 7:05 in the morning. And I hear everybody on the bus saying, look at that lady, look at that lady. And I look out the window and it's my damn sister. And I'm like, what the fuck? She's in the middle of the street and she's peeling out, nigga. She's peeling all the way out. I'm so embarrassed. I don't tell nobody that's my sister. So all day in school, I got to think about this shit.
Yeah.
I get off the bus and I go home about 3:15 in the afternoon. And I go home and I go in the backyard because I'm still young then. I got pigeons. We got a basketball court in the back. Everything in the backyard for me. I ain't doing no homework. So I'll go to the backyard and I see my sister with a damn broomstick between her legs talking about she can fly. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? You can fly. And she's animated and she's in slow motion.
Yeah, man.
She's going back and forth with that broom between her legs. And I got mad at her. And I said, what the hell are you doing? She said, I'm Samantha. I'm bewitched. I can fly. I'm like, holy shit. I knew she wasn't playing around then. I went in the house. I was like, man, what the fuck? I kept looking out the window to see what the hell she was doing. Man, that changed my life. But the icing on the cake was, let me see, my brother went to the Navy in 77, so about 79.
Yeah.
I'm in 9th grade. I'm in 6th grade, so that might have been before my sister. Couldn't have been, though, because she was gone already. Well, anyway, so my oldest brother, sometime after that, my oldest brother, like my mama didn't ever come home. That's why I could stay out at night. I could go anywhere. I could go.
Wow, my mama did the same thing.
Yeah. So I'm at home, hungry and shit. Ain't no food at the house. Nobody cooked for me. My oldest brother was watching me. You know, back then people say somebody gotta watch you. And my brother is shermed out. And it's raining. I'll never forget it. It's raining hard. It's raining really hard. But he's my big brother. I want to go out there and be with him. He's in my neighbor's bushes. My next door neighbor's bushes. And I'm in the bushes with him. I'm with Big Bro. Like, what are we doing in the bushes in the rain?
Yeah.
And then I realized this nigga's high as fuck. Like, he ain't talking to me. He think people looking at us and shit. Who the hell's in the dark, in the rain, looking at us in the bushes? Like, man, that shit scared the hell out of me, man. I told Mom, don't leave me at home with nobody. Never.
Yeah.
Like,
That's crazy.
Hey, man, I knew I wasn't doing no drugs, bro.
Man. Hey, I'm not going to embarrass nobody, but one time we were up at Centinela Park, right? And the homeboy Slew. Okay, so Slew and Babyface's big brother, Slew, and Babyface's little brother, they pull up in the park. They got another homie in the car. They got these girls in the car. So they drive the car up on the grass, down the hill, and park. We at Centinela Park. They not in the, so I know somebody's lit. So the homie jumps out of the car and he got his drawers on. So I says, oh shit. So they start calling me, Cutes, get him. But the homie's breaking. And I'm like, oh man, I can't get him. I can't catch him. Then he breaks and comes around the other way. And then he's about to go full street status. So we trying to get him. But we can't get him. He can run. He's fast. So we trying to corner him off. So we corners him. Then he run, and we finally grab him. We finally get him. We drag him back to the car, put him in the car, shut the car up with him in there, and have the other homie hold him, and they pull off with him. Man, that was crazy. And they had the straight wet daddies that day, man. They put and one day if the homie should share that story who was streaking, because if we didn't catch him, he would have went all the way, dog. If we didn't catch that dude, he would have went all the way. We only let him make it down. We only let him make it down to his drawers, and we couldn't let him go out like that. We said, and the park was full of people.
You got 104th Street said, yeah, you got the right guy with the Lincoln.
Oh, okay, yeah, that dude was a good hustler. Yeah, well, then he remembers some of the houses that was over there where you could they brought like that New York style over there where you would go to the house and they had it all like boarded up and you could just, stick the money through and then it would come out the hole, It was one of them. It was like the first get down like that, on the West Coast.
Man, I remember two Cutes. I'm trying to think of the year. Had to be, I guess 79, 80. My brother, no, I wasn't that old. I was a little younger. So it had to be before he went to the Navy. So like 76, 77. He used to take me to the jungle all the time. And I don't really know what's going on, man. I'm 9 years old. I'm 8, 9 years old. We used to always go to Sherm Alley. And, he would jump out. He would be cool with some people. Other people would be like, man, what you doing over here? And the only thing I remember is he always acted different. He always acted strange after we got back. And when I got older, I found out that nigga was taking me to Sherm Alley to buy some Sherm all the damn time.
Yeah, where you going over there by Nicolette, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Willis Vaughn had a spot on Nicolette, and we used to leave him the water. And Willis was selling on Sherm Alley too. Yeah, he would be over, and that was around that same time, 76, 77, right around there. It was crazy because it seemed like, okay, so I didn't know how to cook. And when angel dust hit that area, someone that had to have, some type of education in pharmaceuticals who know how to, do chemistry, they had to introduce that drug in that area. So that's why I think it was by design, how it ended up over there. And then it went from over there to Inglewood, to Watts, to the projects. It went to Compton, and it hit all of these basic black areas. And then it eventually went into East LA and whatnot. But where did the recipe come from? Who knew how to cook? Anytime you have something like that, you could always best believe it was by design to damage some people. Mm-hmm. And it damaged a lot of people. Because back then, without police reform, which they don't have now, all they had to do was just say you was full of PCP and they would shoot you. Mm-hmm. They would say, oh yeah, it's Superman's strength. And he bust his handcuffs. Or one time I went down.
I was just about to ask you that. Do you remember when everybody used to bust out their handcuffs?
Only a few people could bust out their handcuffs, even under the influence of a PCP. Took could bust handcuffs like they were made out of, hard plastic. Mm-hmm. He could pop them. There a few people could pop them, but even when you high like that and you try to pop them, because I tried to pop some and it's too much pain. Even when I was one time lit.
You weren't high enough, Cutes.
Well, I gave it a go. I dug it into my wrist till they were bleeding. Mm. I was giving it my best, and I told myself if I pop them, I'm in the back seat of this 77 squad car. I said, first thing I'm gonna do when I pop them, as soon as that cop opened that door, I'm gonna drop him and I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run down Broadway like Bob Hayes. Mm. But I couldn't pop him. And I was just thinking, how did Tick pop him? What does he say to his mind, to his muscles, to his wrists? How does he endure the pain of popping them? How does he block all of that out? And I never got to talk to Tick about that because I would have liked it to have a good conversation with him about it. And he would have enjoyed telling me the story too. He would have said, well, what you got to do is, first of all, you got to have some yolks. He's very in soda. He would say, first of all, you would have to have some yolks. I said, all right, so what are you saying? He would say, never mind. You got to block everything out. And then you go for it. You just send it's like you meditate and you send all your power into your wrist. He becomes zen and you just pop and pop them.
Hey, Beach Boss, I feel you on that, man. When the cops put my handcuffs on too tight, not only do my fingers turn purple, my wrists get marks that stay there for months.
Yeah.
My fingers become numb for weeks.
Yeah, give you nerve damage.
I hate that shit, man. They do that
Me
shit.
too.
They dog me out, man. And it's not that I was a bad guy. Cutes, we always say we was good guys.
But me and you, we wasn't bad guys. You and I are typically nice guys.
I think so. But
we are. We are good guys.
They were just mad at me because they could never catch me like they wanted to catch me. The police tend to think they so smart. Like criminals are dumb and police are smart. So it irked them that they could never catch me. Like they would wait. See, I lived by the school. So I could see the sheriff when they hide on the next block or hide on 57 by the Brumley's house. I could see them fools. So I would already know, okay, the sheriff right there. Why would I leave the house dirty?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I leave, they pull me over, get mad. They gave me a lot of brutal punishment. And some people say it was deserved because I was a criminal. I say it wasn't deserved because I'm not a criminal if you don't catch me committing a crime.
It's not even deserved if you're a criminal. They supposed to treat you with humanity no matter what you're doing. The number one job is to get you under arrest. And they don't have to do that by brutality. Once they get the handcuffs on you, you're arrested. Put you in the back of the squad car in the seat and shut the door in the story. Take you to the substation, roll your fingers on the paper, put you in the holding cell, and then just wait for the bus or the van to take you to the county jail. All that punching on you, tightening the handcuffs up, speeding in the cop car, smashing on the brakes so you can bounce off the cage, turning the corners real hard. All of that is police brutality. Go ahead.
How about rolling the windows up and turning the heater on?
All of that is form of brutality.
I hated that shit.
Yeah, all of that. Pulling people and the deputies in the county jail, they just straight kill you. They handcuff you and push you down the elevator. Just push you down the elevator, handcuff, you break your neck, and what they gonna say? They got the coroner that's gonna lie and say you tried to run, you tripped, you fell, you broke your neck. You hung yourself. You know. Man, they used to have the trustees cleaning up all the blood from all their murders. So one day the trustees ought to come on here and tell their story. Because I could never really be a trustee because I was always a gangster.
Okay. Austin, Texas got a half-ass, weird-ass question. I was going to answer it, but I'm going to let you answer it, Q's. So are cops supposed to kiss our ass? If they got to be that nice or something, I don't know.
If you equate treating you with humanity as kissing ass, then you are screwed up. See, we criminals. We admit that we criminals, and we got caught in a criminal act. You authority. You're supposed to have enough resolve. You're supposed to have enough composure to handle your job. You ain't supposed to take it personal. You're supposed to be professional. And if you can't keep it professional, then you got the wrong job. I have been busted, and I've been busted by good cops where they treated me with humanity. I also have been busted by crazy cops that abused me. So, you know, I can remember both worlds.
Hey, man, yeah, like Keystone said, what type of question was that? Well, my thing is...
No, that's a cop question.
My thing is, dude ain't no cop, but he be asking some weird questions, though.
Well, okay. I'm glad he asked the weird question. I hope he understands better now.
Yeah, I hope so, too. But I was always taught the police job is to catch the criminal, arresting, and it's the court's job to decide what happens to the person, and then we pay our debt to society or we go home. I never knew the police was supposed to be the police, the judge, and the executioner.
And how it's treated me harshly gonna correct me? How is it gonna make me not become a criminal or become more immersed in my criminality? How is your abuse of me supposed to somehow give me the epiphany that what I'm doing is wrong in the world? How do you know I didn't get here from abuse? How do you know that it didn't, all of our behavior stem from some form of abuse? So if you treat me mean and you assault me and you give me more of the same, it's not going to miraculously heal me and give me the rude awakening that, oh, I need to cut out this criminal behavior. All it's going to do is make me feel justified. You know, it's not going to help anything.
Hey, Ralph just said the same thing I said. The cop's job is not to be judge, jury, and execution. That's what I was always taught. And,
me too.
And Stone said, I don't think he wants to understand. And Austin, Texas says, I never met any cop who treat us like that. I don't know one. And my response to that is, just because they treat you a certain way, you should not expect to be treated that way. That's the one issue we got with America, man. When you get dogged out, you tend to think that's how shit's supposed to be, but it's not.
No, a criminal caught in a criminal act, he shouldn't be treated, you know, with abuse by authority. He shouldn't be victimized by a person with a badge. In his institution, he shouldn't be taken out of his cell and beaten and sprayed with light spray all in his eyes and his nose. He shouldn't be deprived food. He shouldn't be locked in a cell naked with no clothes on, with the air conditioning cut all the way up. You know, there are so many forms of abuse that if I go through all of the abuse that was inflicted on me, you know, sleep deprivation, where they have a bright light on all night and it never cuts off, and you're just sitting there with nothing on, and that's supposed to make you, like, you know, think about your behavior. That's supposed to heal you, make you not be a crook anymore. Come on, man. Doesn't make any sense.
Hey, Stone said, how does taking me to jail for no receipt for a leather coat I was wearing, then dropping me off in enemy hood? And you know what's funny? That shit's so true. I'm going to give you 2 incidents. One time they came to my house looking for one of my brothers. And police operate different now, but back then they would be running the serial numbers on your stereos and TVs and all that shit. My mother didn't think to keep the receipt for everything she purchased, you know.
Yeah.
So they would run the serial numbers. You know how you get that little card or paper in there, and they want you to register your shit. She didn't register her shit. So some of the stuff they conveniently said they don't have nothing on it, and they took our shit. The shit wasn't stolen. The shit was purchased from the store, but we didn't have receipts. So they took some of our shit out of our house. That's one. Number 2, when Feelers came out, because I don't remember the exact year, but Feelers came out. I had that green and yellow Feeler jacket. I had on Feeler shoes and shit. And Lenox Sheriff came and got me. They arrested me and took me to the sheriff's station. I was mad then, but I think it's funny now. And they arrest me, put me in a cell, but now they arrested me for nothing. I haven't committed a crime. And they got me in jail. And they took you know how they take your property? They took my blue belt. They took my Feeler jacket and took my hat, took my shoes, my Feeler shoes and shit. And they used to have like some shells, and they just put your shit in there. They don't put your name and shit on nothing. And so they locked me up for a few hours. Nighttime, they let me go. And I come out, my jacket's gone, my shoes is gone. Ain't nothing there but my blue belt. And I'm like, man, where my shit at? They said, oh, that's it. Nah, you know what you arrest me for? Where's my receipt? And they told me, come back tomorrow. Man, I got to leave with no jacket on at nighttime and no shoes. That was some bullshit, man. I believe they arrested me so they could take the shit they damn selves, bro.
Yeah. You know, they steal out of the evidence room. Money's been missing out the evidence room. Drugs have been missing out the evidence room. Jewelry has been missing out the evidence room. Cool-ass guns have been missing out the evidence room. All sorts of things is missing out the evidence room. And we'll never hear about it. We'll never hear about it.
Mm-hmm. Man.
They're crooks. They crooks too. They ain't no better. They ain't no better. They ain't no better than the people they arrested. Some of them aren't any better than the people that they arrested. They just as crooked as the people that they arrested. What about the ones who abuse the prostitutes, who make the prostitutes do things to them? What about those ones? What about the ones that say, okay, if you don't do A, B, C, and D to me sexually, then I'm going to lock you up? What about the ones, you don't ever hear about those ones? They be down there on the hostro falling in love with the prostitutes.
Well,
you don't hear about it.
DJ Class, I'm thinking it could have been 86, 85, 86, I'm thinking. Because I didn't get my first car until 84, so. And I couldn't drive it because I was in high school and my parents wouldn't let me drive it. I had to walk to school and walk home from school, and then I could drive it. So 85 is really, when I graduated in 85, after my birthday in 85, I was driving that car. So Yeah, 85, 86. Sound about right. But man, I got a lot of stories about going to jail for some bullshit, man. And
Man,
how
I bet you a lot of people got a lot of stories about police brutality out of 77, Southwest. Those were the main stations that I would go to, 77 and Southwest.
I got,
And Firestone and
oh, of
Lennox.
course, man. Lennox was, man, they was on some bullshit. But look,
Inglewood too.
yeah, Inglewood's dirty, but they didn't ever steal from. But look, Southwest Police Division 77 will pull me over with lots of money. They never stole nothing from me. They were
Yeah.
both my money, counting it and talking about they gonna hold it and all this shit, but they never stole from me. But one time when they raided my house looking for me, and I had old coins and shit. I had old valuable coins, valuable dollar bill. Man, I had some old ass dollar bill. I even had a dollar bill that was huge. One of the original dollar bills, greenbacks, man, big old giant one, right? And I don't know how much it was worth, but it was worth some money. And I had some money hidden up under my drawer. So when they hit the house looking for dope, they don't find no dope. And they put me in the car. I'm already handcuffed and shit. They tell me I'm not arrested. I'm being detained. They don't find nothing. They'll let me go. They find something, I'm going to jail. They don't find shit. So they asked me if I had some money. I said, yeah, I got some money. They said, how much you got? I said, probably $1,700. And they asked me where it's at. My dumb ass told them it's under my drawer. Because I wanted them to get the money and get the hell out of it. So they go get that money. But they had already found the money in my safe. They didn't already bust my safe open and got that money. So when I get the receipts, y'all know what they did, right? They put that little money as what they got from me. Dirty bastards took my license. They took all my credit cards and took all the rest of the money, man. I'm like, man, that's some cold shit. That was I want to say that was a joint operation though. That wasn't just one police station. That was no, it was one police station. That was Lennox Sheriff again. That was the Lennox Sheriff again.
You know that used to be a fire station?
No, I don't remember that.
No, that's what it was. It was a fire station that they turned into a substation.
I believe you. I believe you. You know, I'm a lot younger than you are.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lennox Sheriff stole my money, man, and didn't put it all on my receipt, oh dirty bastards.
Yeah, that's where those Viking police are at, the gang, they're called the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
See my little buddy?
Yeah. Now let's see how you train him. What did you train him to do, man?
He's feeling lazy tonight,
Nah,
but
Q,
he knows he knows how to sit, and
Q,
he
Q,
knows how to lay,
Q.
and he knows, huh?
Crips don't make excuses. Q's make him do some tricks.
Nah, he won't. He's lazy.
Yeah,
He's kind of sedated because they
yeah,
gave him that shot.
yeah. I agree. He looked like it. He looked like it.
See, look at him. He's kind of sedated a little. It'll wear off. It'll wear off probably tomorrow.
Hey man, is he mixed with donkey?
No, he's a melon rod. He's like look at his little teeth. See? He got little cat teeth.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Crystal,
He gonna be the biggest one though. He gonna be the biggest one I got.
Crystal said he's cute.
Yeah, he's a little good little dog. He gonna be. I'm gonna turn him into a good guard dog too. So you have him down there. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. Hmm.
Yeah, he ready to go to sleep, man.
Yeah, he's a little brat. Look at him. Peanut's gonna like him though. I show Peanut this dog because Peanut got that. He got that Dutch. Peanut went and got that Dutch. So
he's been
he got the one with the Brendo. Those are the Dutches.
He's been riding with him in the car every day lately. He keeps him in a cage in the car though.
Man, tell him to take him out the cage and let him have open range. That way he can jump all over the seats. And
I keep telling him, let him run around the backyard. He keep him in a cage in the backyard. I'm like, man, you know you're not supposed to have a dog feeling like a prisoner. You know what that's like, man. Let him have his freedom.
Yeah, you remember they lock you up in the cage when they waiting for the shift to change. Yeah, let him have his freedom. Look how big his feet is for a puppy.
Yeah, they huge.
Yeah, see. So he's gonna be one of them big melon walls.
He said his dog is jumping over fences now, so that's why he keep him locked up.
Oh yeah, you got to them. Those dogs could jump high. That's why the military use them, because they know how to climb gates and all that shit.
Man, Q's, I'm sure you know this, but I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
Do you know police dogs are actually officers?
Yeah, if you kill one of them, you go get charged with it.
If you kick him, bite him, beat him, do anything. When I got my paperwork, it said Officer Jake found the dope in my house, right?
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck is Officer Jake? Officer Jake's a smart motherfucker. Who the hell is he? And then later on, I found out Officer Jake was the K9.
Ain't that about a bitch? Hey, you know that there are stories about canines running away, right? And there was a story on the west side that a police dog had ran away, and I ain't gonna say the name of the homeboy, but one of the homeboys had got it. And this dog was supposed to be a real police's dog. So that was a trip, man. Said a real police dog had got loose, ran away. I don't know if the car got in a wreck. I don't know what happened, but this dude ended up with the dog. And I was like, aren't you scared? Aren't you scared that the dog's gonna get you? You don't know his commands. You don't know what he knows. And you might do something and he just goes off on you. But he didn't. The dude kept that dog, man, for a long ass time.
Hey man, the guy that's always asking Tookie questions and Buddha questions and workout routine questions.
Yeah.
He said, tell Cutes to do a front double bicep and a side chest. I'm calling him out.
That's the side. You see that cut? And I'm a 60-year-old man, 65. You don't get cut like that unless you did some dips. That looked like an eye, huh? That's deep styration. And then in the knot, look at that knot. Man, I can peel on a youngster, dog. Don't get it twisted. I don't smoke, I don't drink, and I don't stay up late at night. I just be chilling, going to work. But I can't peel no more because all my buddies are gone. All my buddies that I used to go to the farm with, look forward to going to parties with, they all gone. They all in heaven. You know, so I'm like, you know, one of the last ones almost from that generation. You know, we got Donald Archie still around, Verlis Swan. You got a lot of dudes still locked up with L's too. That's why I wanted to ask Vert who's still left in there. Then we got our brothers on death row too. You know, we got them.
Good looking out, Edward Cutes. Did you know any Denver Crips?
Denver Crips, Denver. From Denver, the city of Denver?
That's what I was wondering. Either that or Denver over there, the street.
No, because they didn't call themselves Denver Crips. It was only Denver Lanes. So I knew Denver Lanes. Yeah, I knew Snake. I knew a lot of Denver Lanes.
Yeah, Big Jack too, man. Big Jack stay working out.
Yeah. Oh, Big Jack still working out?
Last time I seen him. and he's kind of teaching youngsters how to box a little bit.
Yeah, man, that Jack, he used to have a pretty heavy incline. I think Jack could hit like 400 on the incline back in the day. It's not about hitting real heavy weight when you get older. You just got to do a lot of reps, you guys, because you don't want to hurt yourself. Lift all that heavy stuff when you were young. When you get older, lift smart and do correct, have good form. That's how you lift weights now. And then have a chest day or push and pull. Anything that pulls it, and then push for the tricep, for the bicep. No, push is for tri, because you push, that's the back arm. Pull is for bicep. So have push pull. So what exercises could you do on your pull day? So on your pull day, you could do curls. You could do cable pull downs behind your neck. You could do cable front pull downs. You could do T-bar rows. You could do chainsaws. You could do hammer curls. You could deadlifts. That's pulling. So on your push day, you could do bench press, back arms, shoulders, behind the neck press ups, military press with the straight bar, dumbbell behind the neck, back arms, standing up, laying down, kick out, side arms, all of that is push.
He says, nah, the Denver Crips were around Century and Figueroa. James Jones was a member.
Oh, okay, Century and Figueroa. So that must have been back in the day.
Had to be. I think one of the Sugar Bears claimed Denver.
Oh, okay. So that was Dancing Bear.
I think so, but I'm not
sure. Yeah,
sure.
well, it had to be Dancing Bear because it wasn't Henry Wiles.
Okay. Yeah. Did you ever work out with Big James Miller?
Yeah, James Miller, okay. Me and James would do back together. That was my back workout buddy, James Miller. The last time James Miller and I worked out was it was when they was taking the weights out of Donovan. So what was that, like 97, 90, somewhere right around in there. That was the last time we worked out together. And I would do arms with Big Bam, and I would do I would do chest with the Black Panther. He rested in peace. Geronimo Pratt. I'd do chest with Geronimo.
Right.
Yeah. And then Big Bill, I would walk the dog with Big Bill, Big Franklin. And then me and Verlis Swan, we would do chest. We would do everything together. And me and Bobo, Big Bobo, we would do shoulders together. And Chip, I would do chest with Big Chip Fitzgerald. I would do chest with Chip. Chip was way stronger than me at that time. So I couldn't work out good with Chip back then. Because Chip, he was in his prime. He was in his prime in 1980. So Chip,
well, Cubes, I enjoyed you. I'm going to go jump in the shower, man.
Hey, okay, we had a good night, man. We kept it positive like we always do, and hey, man, I enjoyed the conversation and the questions. So I think we had a good night, man.
I think so, too, you guys. I'll be getting a haircut and shaved tomorrow and be getting ready to put some stories together for y'all. So be patient. They're coming real soon.
Can't wait.
All right, appreciate it. Y'all take it easy, man. Good looking out, Mac Kids and Maniacs.
Y'all take it easy.
On me.
All right, keep starting. Be cool, y'all.
All right, y'all take it easy later.